Welcome to another episode where we dive deep into the latest in recruitment strategies, AI innovations, and HR solutions. If you're looking to elevate your hiring game and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of talent acquisition, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with insights, expert interviews, and actionable tips to transform your recruitment approach. Stay tuned for exclusive content designed to make your hiring process smarter, faster, and more effective.
Recruitment with next-gen software solutions for companies. But we're not stopping there. We're enhancing the candidate experience with high-quality, bug-free application pages, real-time status notifications, and a supportive job board portal, designed to make job searches smoother and more engaging. Profilytic redefining recruitment for everyone involved.
All right, so let's jump into this MongoDB deep dive. I know you're already pretty familiar with the basics, so we're going to go beyond a MongoDB 101 here. Think of it like you've got this great app idea.
Okay.
Maybe like a social network for pet lovers or a platform to like track global cheese production. Something that's going to generate just tons and tons of data. You want to make sure it's built on that solid foundation that can handle that data explosion without, turning into just a slow, unusable mess.
Yeah, and that's where smart MongoDB schema design comes in. It's like laying the foundation for a skyscraper. You need to get it right from the start.
Exactly. So let's jump into the minds of the masterminds behind these data structures.
Okay.
The MongoDB Schema architects and engineers. What are those skills that really set them apart?
Well, it goes beyond just knowing like the ins and outs of MongoDB itself.
Right.
They need a deep understanding of how to structure data efficiently.
Right.
Like, for example, imagine you're designing a schema for that pet lover social network. Should you embed pet details directly into each user's profile or reference them from a separate pets collection?
Okay.
Knowing when to embed versus reference
Yeah,
is crucial for performance.
that's a great point. Embedding everything might seem convenient at first, but wouldn't that lead to just these massive, unwieldy documents?
Right.
Kind of like trying to cram your entire wardrobe into a carry-on suitcase. Not very practical.
Exactly. Over-embedding is a classic schema design pitfall.
Right.
A skilled architect knows that referencing is often a better choice for data that's likely to grow indefinitely, like a constantly expanding comment thread on a popular post.
Okay.
It keeps things organized and prevents those documents from becoming bloated.
So it's about finding that right balance, knowing when to keep things compact and when to create those efficient links between different parts of the data.
Isn't that a tough call to make?
Yeah.
And how do you know which strategy is best for a particular situation?
Well, that's where analyzing query patterns comes in.
A skilled schema architect will work closely with the development team to understand how the data will be accessed and used.
Okay.
If a query frequently needs to retrieve both user and pet details,
Okay.
embedding might be a good choice. But if the pet data is only accessed occasionally,
Right.
referencing might be more efficient.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
You need to really dig into the specifics of the application
Yeah.
and anticipate how users will interact with the data.
Right.
It's like being a data detective uncovering those hidden patterns and clues to craft the most effective schema.
Exactly. And that detective work extends to other critical areas like indexing.
Okay.
You've probably heard of indexes.
Sure.
They're like the table of contents for your database,
Mm-hmm.
helping MongoDB quickly locate the data it needs.
Yeah.
But there are different types of indexes,
Okay.
each suited for specific scenarios.
Okay, so it's not just about slapping an index on every field.
Right.
You need to be strategic. What are some examples of these different index types?
Yeah.
And how are they actually used?
Let's take your cheese production platform.
Okay.
Say you want to find all the cheddar producers in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
A compound index combining cheese type and location would make that search lightning fast.
Gotcha.
But if you want to search for all mentions of artisanal cheese within detailed descriptions,
Yeah.
you'd need a text index. It's like Google for your database, sifting through tons of text to find those matches instantly.
So compound indexes are for those multifaceted searches,
Right.
while text indexes are the heavy lifters when it comes to searching through large amounts of text.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But I imagine there are trade-offs, right?
Mhm.
Don't indexes slow down other database operations like adding or updating data?
You're right. There are trade-offs.
Okay.
Adding indexes does add some overhead. You need to be selective and choose the ones that will provide the biggest performance boost for the most common queries. It's a balancing act, but a skilled schema architect can navigate those trade-offs effectively.
So it's not just about throwing indexes at everything.
Right.
You need to understand the impact they have on performance and choose wisely.
Yeah.
What about those more complex data analysis tasks?
Okay.
Say you want to track trends in cheese consumption across different regions.
Sure.
How does MongoDB handle that?
That's where query optimization and aggregation pipelines come in.
Okay.
They're like having a data processing plant within your database.
Right.
Imagine a series of conveyor belts, filters, and sorting machines that take raw data and transform it into valuable insights.
Okay, so instead of just retrieving raw data, you can actually perform calculations, group data, filter it,
Right.
and basically shape it into whatever format you need for analysis.
Exactly. A skilled MongoDB expert can craft these intricate aggregation pipelines to perform complex data manipulations and extract meaningful insights right within the database itself.
Wow.
And to make sure those pipelines are running efficiently.
Yeah.
They use query profiling.
Yeah.
It's like having a performance monitor for your database,
Okay.
helping you spot those bottlenecks and optimize those complex operations.
So it's not just about writing queries that work.
Right.
It's about writing queries that work efficiently.
Exactly.
It's like the difference between taking a scenic route and getting stuck in traffic
Yeah,
versus finding the fastest route and arriving at your destination quickly.
that's a great analogy.
Thanks.
And that focus on efficiency becomes even more crucial when we start talking about handling massive amounts of data,
Okay.
which is where MongoDB's scalability features really shine.
Okay. This is where we start talking about those applications with millions of users
Yeah,
generating terabytes of data.
right.
Right. How does MongoDB keep up with that kind of volume?
Through the power of sharding and replication.
Okay.
Sharding is like having a team of servers working together to handle the load, each responsible for a specific chunk of the data.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to post a photo on a social network, and it takes minutes to upload because the server's overloaded.
Right.
Sharding helps prevent that by distributing the data and the workload.
So instead of one server struggling to keep up,
Right.
you have a distributed system that can scale horizontally as your data grows.
Exactly.
That makes sense. But what happens if one of those servers decides to take an unexpected break?
That's where replication comes in.
Okay.
It's like having a backup copy of your data on standby, ready to take over if the primary server goes down.
Gotcha.
Think of it like having an understudy
Yeah.
ready to step in at a moment's notice if the lead actor gets sick.
So sharding handles the volume, while replication ensures that the show goes on, even if there's a little mishap backstage.
Yeah.
That's a powerful combination. But with all this data flying around, security must be a top priority.
Right.
What measures does MongoDB have in place to keep things safe and sound?
MongoDB offers robust features for access control and encryption.
Okay.
One of the key tools is role-based access control, or RBAC. It's like having different levels of security clearance in a top-secret facility. Only authorized personnel have access to certain areas and information.
So instead of everyone having unrestricted access to the entire database,
Right.
you can create these fine-grained permissions
Yeah.
to ensure that only the right people can see and modify sensitive data.
Exactly.
It's like having a system of checks and balances to prevent any accidental or intentional data breaches.
Exactly. And to make sure that data stays protected even if it falls into the wrong hands.
Right.
MongoDB offers encryption features to safeguard data both at rest and in transit.
Okay, so we've got these layers of protection, making sure that the data is secure both when it's stored and when it's being moved around.
Right.
That's reassuring.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, how does MongoDB stack up against those more traditional relational databases like MySQL and PostgreSQL? We often hear about NoSQL versus SQL. What are the key differences?
One of the biggest differences lies in the approach to schema design. Relational databases are like those meticulously organized filing cabinets with predefined labels and compartments for each piece of information.
Okay.
MongoDB, on the other hand, is more like a set of flexible containers that can adapt to different shapes and sizes of data.
So relational databases are about that rigid structure,
Right.
while MongoDB embraces that more fluid, adaptable approach.
Yeah.
But isn't that lack of structure a bit risky?
Well,
Doesn't it make things harder to manage and ensure data consistency?
it's a common misconception that NoSQL databases are inherently less structured.
Okay.
While MongoDB offers flexibility, it still allows you to enforce data validation rules and ensure consistency. It's just a different approach, more adaptable to the evolving nature of data in modern applications.
So it's about finding the right tool for the job.
Right.
If your data neatly fits into those predefined categories, a relational database might be a good choice. But if you need that flexibility to handle constantly changing data requirements,
Yeah.
MongoDB might be a better fit.
Exactly. It's about understanding the strengths and weaknesses of each approach and choosing the one that aligns best with the needs of your application.
This is fascinating stuff. It's clear that MongoDB is a powerful and versatile database that's designed to handle the demands of modern data-intensive applications.
It is.
It's exciting to see how MongoDB is being used to build innovative applications across various industries, from social networks and e-commerce platforms to real-time analytics and IoT solutions.
Absolutely.
Speaking of real-world applications, let's dive into some specific examples where MongoDB really shines. What are some of the areas where it's making a significant impact?
Well, one area where MongoDB is really taking off is serverless architectures. Think of it like building a house with prefabricated modules. You can assemble and reassemble them as needed, scaling up or down effortlessly. MongoDB Atlas, their cloud database service, integrates beautifully with platforms like AWS Lambda, making it super easy to create applications that can automatically scale to handle unpredictable traffic spikes.
So it's like having a database that can expand or contract like an accordion depending on the demand.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly powerful for applications that experience those sudden bursts of activity, like a viral marketing campaign or a breaking news event that sends everyone rushing to get the latest updates.
Exactly. And another area where MongoDB is making waves is in the world of big data analytics. Companies are using MongoDB to store and process massive data sets, then combining it with tools like Apache Spark to uncover hidden patterns, predict future trends, and make data-driven decisions.
It's like having a treasure chest overflowing with data, and MongoDB provides the key to unlock those valuable insights. I can see how that would be a game changer for businesses in all sorts of industries, from understanding customer behavior to optimizing supply chains and even predicting equipment failures before they happen.
Right. And then there's the world of real-time applications, those experiences that demand instant updates and seamless interactions. Think of online gaming collaborative editing tools, or even those smart home devices that respond to your every command. MongoDB's Chain Streams feature is a key enabler for these types of applications, allowing developers to capture and react to data changes as they happen.
So it's like having a live feed of data that's constantly updating, and MongoDB provides the tools to tap into that stream and create those dynamic, responsive experiences that users have come to expect.
Right.
It's amazing to see how this technology is shaping the way we interact with the digital world. You know, we've been talking about the technical aspects of MongoDB, but I'm also curious about the human side of things. What qualities make a truly exceptional MongoDB schema architect or engineer?
Well, beyond the technical chops, it's about having that deep understanding of data modeling principles,
Okay.
knowing how to structure data in a way that makes sense for the application and anticipates future needs. It's like being an architect who not only designs a beautiful building, but also ensures that it's structurally sound and can withstand the test of time.
So it's not just about knowing the syntax and commands,
Right.
but also about having that intuitive grasp of how data should be organized for optimal efficiency and maintainability.
Absolutely. A great MongoDB professional can see the bigger picture, anticipating potential bottlenecks and designing solutions that are both scalable and performant. It's like having a chess master on your team, always thinking several moves ahead and anticipating the consequences of each decision.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about finding those individuals who not only have the technical skills, but also the ability to think strategically, solve problems creatively, and communicate their ideas effectively.
Exactly. And it's about embracing continuous learning. The world of technology is constantly evolving, and MongoDB is no exception. A great MongoDB professional is someone who stays up to date with the latest features, explores new tools and techniques, and is always looking for ways to improve their craft.
It's that growth mindset that sets them apart, the desire to keep pushing the boundaries and discovering new possibilities within the ever-expanding world of data. And for those aspiring to become MongoDB experts, our deep dive today has hopefully provided a roadmap to guide your journey.
We have covered the essential skills, the common pitfalls to avoid, the exciting trends to watch, and the qualities that make those MongoDB professionals truly stand out.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about schema design. We talked about embedding versus referencing and analyzing query patterns, but I'm curious about those common design pitfalls, those anti-patterns that can lead to trouble down the road.
Yeah.
Can you give us some specific examples and how to avoid them?
One of the most common pitfalls is what we call unbounded document growth. It happens when you keep adding data to a document without considering its size limit. Remember, each document in MongoDB has a maximum size. It's like trying to fit an endless stream of clothes into a suitcase. Eventually, it's going to burst at the seams.
So it's not as simple as just embedding everything that seems related. You need to be mindful of how those documents might grow over time and choose a strategy that prevents them from becoming bloated and unwieldy. What are some other common traps to watch out for?
Another pitfall is creating excessive collections. It happens when developers create a separate collection for every user or tenant, even when they share a similar structure.
So it's like having a separate filing cabinet for each customer, even though they all contain essentially the same type of information. It seems like that would create a lot of unnecessary overhead and make it harder to manage the database efficiently.
Exactly. A better approach is to use a shared collection with what we call a discriminator field. It's like having one big filing cabinet with clear labels to distinguish between different categories of customers.
That makes sense. It's about finding that balance between organization and efficiency, keeping things structured but not creating unnecessary complexity. What other anti-patterns should we be aware of?
One more important one is missing indexes. We talked about indexes earlier, but it's easy to overlook them, especially as your queries get more complex. A skilled schema architect understands that carefully selecting and implementing the right indexes is crucial for maintaining optimal query performance.
So it's like trying to find a specific book in a massive library without using the card catalog. You might eventually find it, but it's going to take a lot longer and involve a lot of frustration along the way.
Exactly. By avoiding these common anti-patterns and implementing best practices for schema design, you can create a MongoDB database that's both efficient and scalable, capable of handling even the most demanding applications.
It sounds like there's a real art to crafting these efficient and scalable MongoDB schemas.
Yeah.
It's more than just knowing the technical details. It's about having that deep understanding of data modeling principles and the foresight to anticipate those potential challenges.
Absolutely. And as the world of data continues to evolve, those skills are becoming even more valuable.
Yeah.
We're seeing those exciting trends emerging in the MongoDB landscape,
Okay.
like the rise of serverless architectures and the integration with big data tools.
Serverless architectures. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how MongoDB fits into that world?
Think of it like building with Lego blocks.
Okay.
You can assemble and reassemble those blocks as needed, creating structures that can easily adapt to those changing requirements.
Right.
Serverless platforms like AWS Lambda provide that same kind of flexibility and scalability for your applications.
So it's like having a database that can expand or contract on demand,
Right.
matching the needs of your application perfectly. I can see how that would be a game changer for businesses that experience those sudden bursts of activity, like
Yeah.
a flash sale that goes viral or a news event that sends everyone rushing to get the latest updates.
Exactly. And MongoDB Atlas, their cloud database service, integrates seamlessly with those serverless platforms, making it even easier to build and deploy those dynamic applications.
It's like having a perfectly synchronized dance between the database and the application scaling effortlessly together.
Yeah.
What about those big data tools that you mentioned?
Yeah.
How is MongoDB being used in that space?
So companies are realizing that they're sitting on just mountains of data,
Right.
but they need the right tools to extract meaningful insights from that data.
Mm-hmm.
MongoDB is becoming a popular choice for storing and processing those massive data sets.
Yeah.
And then they're using tools like Apache Spark to analyze that data,
Yeah.
uncover hidden patterns, and make more informed decisions.
It's like having a treasure chest overflowing with valuable gems.
Yeah.
And MongoDB provides the key to unlock those insights. I can imagine applications in all sorts of fields,
Right.
from understanding customer behavior to optimizing supply chains to even predicting equipment failures before they happen.
The possibilities are truly endless. And then there's the world of real-time applications.
Yeah.
Those experiences that demand those instant updates and seamless interactivity. MongoDB is playing a crucial role in that space as well.
Real-time applications, those are the ones that really push the boundaries of what's possible with data right. Think of online gaming, financial trading platforms, or even those collaborative editing tools where multiple people can work on the same document simultaneously.
Exactly. And MongoDB's change streams feature is a key enabler for those types of applications,
Okay.
allowing developers to capture and react to data changes as they happen.
So instead of having to constantly poll the database for updates, you can have those updates streamed directly to your application in real time.
Right.
It's like having a live feed of data constantly flowing and informing those dynamic, interactive experiences that users have come to expect.
It's an exciting time to be working with MongoDB.
Yeah.
And it's clear that this technology will continue to play a major role in shaping the future of data management and application development.
It's been an incredible journey exploring the world of MongoDB. We've covered so much ground, from the fundamentals of schema design to those advanced techniques for query optimization, scaling, and security. We even touched on those exciting trends that are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with data.
And we've talked about the human element,
Yeah.
the skilled professionals who bring those MongoDB databases to life, and those aspiring to become MongoDB experts.
Exactly. We hope this deep dive has provided you with valuable insights and inspiration to explore the vast possibilities of MongoDB.
Remember, the world of data is constantly evolving, and there's always something new to learn and discover.
So keep experimenting, keep pushing the boundaries, and keep diving deep into the world of MongoDB. And if you ever have any questions or want to share your MongoDB adventures, we're always here to listen and learn along with you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring
Keep learning.
and keep diving deep.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest episodes and exclusive content designed to enhance your recruitment strategies.
Are you ready to transform recruitment with AI? Introducing Profilytic, a cutting-edge SaaS platform designed to streamline hiring. Now you can be part of our journey. We've launched a crowdfunding campaign on Wefunder to bring this innovative solution to businesses worldwide. Learn more and join us at wefunder.com Profilytic LLC. Together, let's shape the future of recruitment. Visit Wefunder today. Link is in the description.
Profilytic is a sophisticated software application that leverages artificial intelligence to streamline and enhance the recruitment process. Built upon the same automation engine used by Uber, Profilytic provides a comprehensive suite of features, including a job board, protection against harmful content, spam filtering, resume discrepancy detection, contract and offer management, compliance monitoring, real-time data insights, automated scheduling, and AI-powered candidate screening and matching.